lot that's going to happen. I'm going to tell you this right now.
I think there will be. I'm just going to simplify it.
Let me simplify it. 72 characters, or however many characters, plus Thanos, all shit on Peter Quill. That's it. That's the end. They're going to beat his ass at the end of the movie. Credits.
Poor Peter
72
Quill.
people to come into a coffee shop, try to fit into this small booth, and Peter Quill's on the other side of the booth, and they're all just fucking roasting him. That would be goddamn hilarious. Like, even Thanos was roasting.
I don't want them to go to a coffee shop. I want them to go to a
scene.
shawarma shop.
Or shawarma. Where did they go after Avengers 1?
Shawarma.
That's
They
where
went
they
to
went.
shawarma?
got
That's where they
shawarma.
went. All right, yeah, that sounds like a dope end credit scene right there.
Just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You almost fucked everything up.
No, he did.
Well, he
fuck
did, just
everything
for a
up.
little.
Like 5 years.
So yeah, my prediction, I'm gonna just make it a little bit more simpler, and then we could talk about specific things later. I think we all agree the movie starts off with them being like, all right, yeah, we should go fight them, and then they fight them. I would assume like the first 25 minutes. I think.
All right, who do you think's fighting him?
Everybody in that one scene,
With
scene where it's like Thor, Captain Marvel.
Iron Man.
I don't think
Iron Man's not gonna be in it.
I don't think that's gonna happen at all.
Because there's it is gonna happen because of this clip. They already released the clip of that.
I missed it.
Of what?
Of them going to fight him. So like Captain
No, I
Marvel,
think they're gonna go fight him.
like,
I don't
it's
think they're gonna fight
definitely
him
the
super
beginning of the
early.
movie. Nah, there's no way it's not.
There's
the
all right,
way
let
everything looks. There's no way. Well,
There's
let me
no
continue.
way.
All right, we'll get into specifics after. All right, so they fight him real quick. I went back and forth. I guess I'll go with lose. I just won't be surprised if they win the fight. And then they talk to him and be like, yo, this is what you did. But anyways, so they lose the fight. I think it will be a close fight most likely. I don't know if anybody will die. Maybe somebody will die. I don't know. So they lose that fight. Then that's when they are like, all right, well, that's not going to work. So we need to time travel. They time travel, get the stones. And then they undust everyone. And then they fight Thanos with all the characters. And then they beat his ass.
I don't see that happening. Too anticlimactic for me. Plus, I don't see them losing a fight against Thanos with Captain Marvel and Thor.
That's what I say.
It's not gonna happen.
I keep thinking to myself, and it's like, well, how are you gonna make it make sense that they win? And then, like, how does that make sense then? Like, what do you do after that? Well, actually, I guess you don't even believe that they fight him right away. When do you believe how many fights do you think they have? Just one? Because that's definitely not happening. They're definitely having at least 2 fights.
I can see them having like 1.5 fights. Like, I can see some of the people trying to fight him while some of the characters are off doing their own, like, the time travel stuff, and then some characters are staying back, like, trying to hold him off. And if it's just Captain Marvel and just Thor fighting Thanos, I can see that being a more even fight because
hell no, they'd smack him.
You guys really underestimate that fucking. He literally got rid of half the life in the universe, and just because Thor broke a stream does not mean that everything he does will be stopped by that axe. What if he reverses time? What if he stops time? What if he changes reality? What if he makes his axe way too heavy for him? What if he gets rid of Thor's powers? He has the ability to do all that with this, because this gauntlet changes everything in the universe. That's how come in the comics he's able to beat one of the strongest characters ever created.
Even though Darkseid beat him. Shout out Darkseid. Here's the hottest take. I'm about to beat your take. This is the hottest take. Listen up, kids.
Hold on,
if I'm right about this, don't be mad at me for spoiling the movie.
Woo!
Alrighty. Hot take.
Is it a hot steak? If it's not, I don't want it.
Take. The gauntlet
Well rested.
does not work.
False.
Boom. They've already said, and I quote, the directors have already said that he is not only very much injured after that snap, but the gauntlet is very much fucked up. Now, I think they purposefully did not want to spoil it by saying the gauntlet just doesn't work, and that's why he has this big-ass sword. But I just don't think it works. I don't think... Now, does that mean he can't use the stones? Maybe not. Maybe he can just use one at a time. I'm just saying he cannot use that shit full power. Definitely not. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just can't use it at all, and it's just like the metal just... Because if after you see it, it's like burnt, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just can't take that shit off, and that's why he's wearing it. But I'm not gonna go as far as to say none of the stones work, but I know for a fact, just the way the directors talked about it after Infinity War, about how much fucked up him and the gauntlet is, I don't think there is a chance that he can use it at full power. Because you are right, if it is at full power, then they could have all of the fighters, and they got no chance, because he has 6 fucking stones that he can use. So I think the hot take is that shit don't work no more as a whole. Like, he can't just use them all at once. And that's why I want to say that they actually beat him in that first fight, because he won't be able to use the full power of it. Hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take.
That is the hottest of takes.
I think it's a cold take.
That is the hottest.
I feel like that's a leftover take.
Beat him to the point they kill him in that first fight.
You know, a part of me wants to say yes. Like, I want to say that's where you get the payoff, where he goes for the head.
Yeah.
And he kills him. But they still have to time travel to save everyone. So because of them time traveling, it kind of undoes the killing of Thanos, you know?
Yo.
So, that's mine.
I just know. The mind.
And that's pretty mind fucking.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I think this movie's gonna do a lot what Infinity War does, and it's gonna be a lot of groups of people doing different things. And first of all,
I don't think so, because I think the whole point of, they even said it in like the one trailer where like or the one clip that like got leaked or something, where they're like, the difference is we're a team now. That's the difference between Endgame and Infinity War. In Infinity War, they lost because they were all split apart.
Yes.
Endgame, they're a team.
For the final fight, they're going to be a team. For most of the movie, I don't think they're going to be a team.
I just don't see why you need to split up, though, at all in that movie.
I think, like I said, I think there's going to be some people planning a fight and some people trying to save the rest of their friends. They
pretty much showed everybody in those suits. So who's fighting? Who's fighting?
I mean, they can do different things. Ant-Man can take people to do something and then go take some people to do some other things.
I feel like it's unnecessary because Thanos isn't the one, or at least the way the trailers are making it seem. And if he does what he said he's going to do after the snap, he's just going to chill at his little planet. He has no motive to go after.
Yeah, they're going to come to
Avengers.
him.
So my point is, why have half the team fight him and half the team like time traveling?
Why,
I feel like that's pointless. Just don't fight him at all and just time travel.
Well, if what you think is true, then the entire team fighting a broken Thanos it's going to be anticlimactic. There's going to be no fight. It's going to be completely boring.
No, it's not going to be anticlimactic because it's going to be more fair.
It's going to be it's going to be one guy with one stone at a time.
The trailer showed he still has his army. He has his ship. He still has all of his. He barely used any of his army.
It's not
going to do War.
Not going to do anything to a full Thor.
Well, that's why Thanos is the one fighting
and
both
a Captain
of them.
Marvel
well,
30 years into the future who's figured out how to use her powers.
I mean,
now.
Congratulations, girl power, but like you're still going to have Thanos. It's going to make a lot of sense for Thanos to fight those two characters. So no, I don't think if Thanos has an army, it makes sense that his army is fighting the characters that really can't keep up with Thanos, and then Thanos is fighting the characters that can keep up with him. That's why that makes so much sense, and that's why it's still very much an equal fight.
But without a gauntlet,
there
is no match.
I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if he could still use one at a time. Like
even one at a time, it's not a match.
Oh, it's a match. It is a match.
Stormbreaker would fuck up one stone.
Like, I mean, sure, but I guess he could just stop time then, while it's traveling through the air trying to hit him. Like, if you can still use one at a time, he's still crazy OP, but at least it's more of a fight rather than him being able to use all of them at once.
I mean, he's never really used all of them at once until he snapped. Yeah. Snapping was the only time he's used all of them.
I'm telling you, he did. Like, I'll have to tweet at the Russo brothers again about that. I could have sworn I saw something where the Russo brothers said that was his full power when he tried to stop the weapon. That was his full gauntlet power. Beaming at. That's why there was a bunch of colors.
Yeah, I know. I know it was all the colors at a beam. Yeah, I know it was all the powers at once. But I don't think like
that was him at his full power, and that shit still couldn't.
But I'm talking about like stopping time and being powerful and changing reality all at the same time. That's what I'm talking. Like when he fought.
That's why I don't think they'll do that.
When Thanos fought, what's his name?
That's too OP.
Doctor Strange, right? He used at most 2 stones at once. He used the Soul Stone and the Power Stone at the same time.
How the fuck did he use this? What does the Soul Stone even do?
So when
That was the biggest question after the movie. Like, did he even use the Soul Stone?
Yeah. When Doctor Strange...
Where's these facts
When
at?
Doctor Strange grabbed him and then split up into, like, hundreds, he used a Soul Stone to find out which one was the real Doctor Strange and the Power Stone to get rid of all the
Actually, I
fakes.
did hear that theory. Yeah, I did hear about that theory. All right. But...
He found which copy had a soul. And the Soul Stone can control people, so...
I thought that was the Mind Stone.
The Soul Stone controls your soul. So they have very similar powers. It's like walking a thin line.
No, I agree. I see them fighting in the beginning of the movie.
Do they win or lose?
They lose. Obviously, they lose.
Obviously.
They lose both
I would-
times. I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, man. You really think that? Like, do you honestly think that? Or are you just fucking around because you like being different?
To lose both times.
Well,
Okay, take away your
Can-
wants. Do
can
you
I-
think it's gonna happen?
they're gonna lose the first time. They're gonna win the second.
Can I
Okay.
ask you
Alright,
something?
that's better.
Can I ask you something? If you think Eternity is going to show up in this movie at some point.
No, I don't think it, but I'm saying I won't be surprised.
Okay, but if
Eternity
there's a
does.
chance, that would mean that they lost the second time. If Eternity has to
No,
show
because
up...
I think
Eternity has to show up, Thanos is fucking them up.
No, I think if Eternity pops up, they fight before the Avengers come. And he beats Eternity.
If he beats Eternity, he becomes Eternity, which means he becomes stronger than the Gauntlet.
Yeah, but I mean,
I want that to happen.
but you still get the
I want
gauntlet
more
and
power.
snap him out of existence or whatever.
Well, it
But
can
you're
and
saying
can't
the
do that.
gauntlet's broken.
So
Yeah,
so,
no, there's too many fucking factors. That's the fucking problem
This
with
is
this
the
movie.
problem
That
with the
is,
movie.
You know the
there's
Gauntlet
too many
characters-
roads to take. All right, you can go down this one. There's so many roads you can take.
I mean, the Gauntlet only works in its own universe. So if you manage to get a character that can travel between universes and dimensions, it won't work. The character,
Didn't you just say that's how they beat him in the comics?
no,
He became
Eternity, which is he is the embodiment. He's the embodiment of the universe. There's an eternity for every single. It's
Okay,
like,
but
it's like how there's a.
But
like,
I'm saying, why wouldn't they be able to still beat him in the movies just like they did in the comic?
it was,
You just said he
comic-
became Eternity.
like I said, the comics are already very different. Spider-Man was at that fight.
Sure, but I'm just saying, if they do bring in Eternity, they're at least getting similar to the comic. Therefore, he would lose
It's-
probably the same exact
They've
way.
already veered so far off from.
I mean, sure. I'm not saying Eternity's going to be in it. I'm just saying I won't be surprised.
If he does show up, they lose both fights. If he doesn't, they lose.
Then
the
there's
first,
a third fight.
They
Like
lose the
eventually,
first. They lose the first
eventually
fight.
they're
They
gonna
win
win.
the second.
eventually they're gonna win. So
Well, I think there might be two fights, and I think the Avengers.
I think
I
there's
know
at,
the
I
Avengers.
think I know there's at least two fights. There might be three. It all depends. Again, there's too many roads. There's too many options. There's too many ways
exactly.
that they can lose and
You
win
can't
and-
predict the movie.
Oh hell no!
The
I
movie
know.
predicts you.
Oh, I know I can't. I just would like to predict some of the more important parts. You know,
Yeah.
that is my mother. I know damn well I picked that shit up. So they are gonna win the second fight, even though you don't want that to happen.
No, he said they're gonna lose.
Nah, he said he wants that. to
Thanos
happen.
is gonna kill everybody.
He
He's
doesn't.
gonna be eating his
He
cake.
doesn't.
Yes. I hope so. I hope he gets to eat some cake. I would like that. Just watching the sunset in the end of the first part, eating some cake in the end of the second part. That's a true thug right there.
Thanos isn't even in the movie. He's not the villain. He's just chilling the whole time,
Exactly.
eating cake, watching the Avengers pretend to fight him.